Pope Francis died exactly 16 days ago, which means today is the day that voting starts to find a new pope. The process is extremely secretive, and this time the stakes are higher than ever as the Catholic Church navigates declining numbers in Europe. And so we asked ourselves, how does this mysterious process work? When a pope dies or steps down, the entire world turns its eyes to the Vatican, waiting for a plume of white smoke to signal a new spiritual leader. But what exactly goes on behind those closed doors? Who chooses the next pope? And why is the process so secretive? Can someone decline the job? We break all these things down here. And also, if you stay to the end, we've got some fun facts about this process that you'll love to hear. This time though, there's a lot on the line. More is at stake than ever before. The Catholic Church is facing their biggest crisis ever. Numbers in Europe are declining rapidly, and the Church needs to find a way to turn this trend around. The next Pope will hugely influence this trend, and so there's massive pressure on this year's papal vote. But this isn't just an old ritual. The election of a Pope can shape global politics, and it can shape the future of the Catholic Church. It's a centuries-old tradition, wrapped in mystery, drama, and surprisingly strict rules. From hidden ballots and seal chambers to ancient traditions and modern twists, we're about to uncover the full story of how the next pope is chosen, and what really happens when the Sistine Chapel doors close. When it's time to choose a new pope, the responsibility falls to a very exclusive group, the College of Cardinals. Think of them as the Catholic Church's A-listers. If the Church had a Met Gala, the cardinals would be strutting the red carpet. They're appointed by the popes over the years for their service, and many of them are archbishops or bishops from around the world. They're kind of like the top influencers within the Church. But not all cardinals get a vote. Only those under the age of 80 are eligible to participate in the conclave. The age cap is meant to ensure that voters are still active and connected to the current state of the Church. At the time of papal vacancy, the Vatican announces the official list of the cardinal electors, usually about 120 of them. These men, since women can't become priests in the Roman Catholic religion, fly in from all over the globe and gather in Rome for one of the most secretive elections on earth. And here's the thing, technically any baptized male Catholic could be elected pope, even someone who's not a cardinal. Technically, they could vote in Al Pacino if they wanted to. Hello to my little friend! But in modern times, the chosen one has always come from within the College of Cardinals itself. This elite, age-limited group is about to shut themselves off from the world, tasked with picking the next spiritual leader of over 1 billion Catholics. Once the cardinals are all in Rome, the real drama begins, the conclave. That word comes from Latin, meaning with a key, and it's not just symbolic. The cardinals are literally locked inside the Vatican, specifically within the Sistine Chapel, until they elect a new pope. Imagine that. Like a lock-in with 120 cardinals. They're completely cut off from the outside world. No phones, no internet, no contact, no Instagram, no TikTok. The goal, well, it's total secrecy. Even the staff who assist them, like the cooks, the cleaners, they're all sworn to silence under threat of excommunication. And before voting begins, there's a special mass for the election of the Roman pontiff. Then the cardinals proceed into the Sistine Chapel, where Michelangelo's Last Judgment looms dramatically over their heads. Each cardinal takes an oath of secrecy, and once the doors close, the conclave begins. It's like the Catholic version of Squid Game. Security is tight, jamming devices are used to prevent electronic leaks, and surveillance is everywhere. The cardinals stay in the Vatican's guest house, but can only travel between there and the chapel, escorted, monitored, and silenced. For the outside world, it's like a waiting game, but inside, the world's most mysterious election is now underway. Voting in a papal conclave isn't just a yes or no affair, it's a ritual with centuries of tradition. Each cardinal writes the name of their chosen candidate on a regular paper ballot, folds it, and walks up to place it in a golden chalice on the altar, reciting a solemn oath. To elect a new pope, a cardinal must receive a 2/3 majority. That means with around 120 electors, it takes 80 or more votes. If no one hits that number, they have to vote again. In fact, they can vote up to 4 times per day. 2 rounds in the morning, 2 rounds in the afternoon. After each round, the ballots are burned. Chemicals are added to the stove to produce either black smoke, no decision, or white smoke, signalling a successful election. It's the only visible cue the outside world gets. There's tension, negotiation, and even strategy. While outright campaigning is banned, it still kind of happens under whispered breath. Discussions and alliances, they still form quietly. The cycle can go on for days. Some conclaves have lasted weeks. The longest went on for over 2 years, back in the 1200s. But once that white smoke rises, the world knows. A new pope has been chosen. Once a cardinal secures enough votes, the Dean of the College of Cardinals asks the ultimate question. Do you accept your canonical election as the Supreme Pontiff? And yes, he can say no, but that almost never happens. After he says yes, he becomes Pope immediately. right then and there, he chooses a papal name, usually in honour of a previous pope or saint, and that name sets the tone for his entire papacy. The new pope gets a fresh fit, new white papal vestments, prepared in 3 sizes since no one knows who will be chosen. He's led to the Room of Tears, a small chamber for a moment of private reflection. Moments later, he steps onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. A cardinal announces to the world, Habemus Papam, we have a new pope. And just in a few hours, he has gone from cardinal to the most visible religious leader on earth, elected in a process no cameras will ever see. Before we wrap up, here's some fun facts you might like to know. The longest papal conclave lasted 2.5 years, from 1268 to 1271. They literally had to lock all of the cardinals in and start removing the roof to speed things up. The shortest, well, it just took a few hours. Pope John Paul I served for only 33 days, and Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope, the first from the Americas, and the first to take the name Francis. Oh, and yes, there is a guy whose job, and only job, is to burn the ballots and make the smoke. That's a pretty niche career. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future update videos. We've got one coming actually in just a few days, and you're not going to want to miss it.